Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World, and in this video I just wanted to talk about the upcoming collab in November. We still don't know which IP, manhwa, whatever we're going to have the collab with, and in this video I'm also going to give you my hopes and ideas, kind of speculation, whatever, on what it might be based off of just some general information or I don't know, just my thoughts on the manhwas. But first, I just wanted to talk about how collab works in this game because many of you guys have started around anniversary, so you have not experienced the previous two collabs. So I just wanted to talk briefly about the banner, kind of how it works, how many summons we can expect for free, stuff like that. Unfortunately, the new one is going to be different because in the previous two, we had a total of 3 units, 1 SSR plus and 2 SSR units, and all 3 of them were of the same element. For this new collab, we don't know. We know that we're getting 4 units. We don't know if it's going to be 1 SSR plus and 3 SSR, if it's going to be 2 SSR plus, 2 SSR, maybe with 1 SSR plus and 1 SSR being of one element, and the other SSR plus and SSR maybe of another element, which from my point of view could make sense for purple and yellow. And there are some manhwas that would fit well in that kind of scenario. One of them being, whatever. I will talk about them later. But yeah, just let me go over the post or whatever, the update where they actually talked about the collab summon. The rates or just the way it worked is that we can only use collab tickets that we are given, well, either by buying them with real money, but that's okay, that's a given, we always have those kind of packs, but also by completing missions and usual events. We can exchange some resources, whatever, for these tickets, and then we're also getting some for free just from checking in. Again, the total amount doesn't even matter if I try to figure out what it was in the past. I think it was around 900 or so free tickets, which is not much, but still not too bad. Or actually, was it like 600? I don't recall, but doesn't matter because the new one has more units, so also the number of summons will be different, most likely. So yeah, we still get a lot of tickets in any case for pulling this banner, but do not expect many copies because in the previous banners, the SSR Plus was at 0.5% rate and the SSR were at 1% each, which is not too bad if we factor in the cost that you can see here on the screen. 30 summon were 3,000 suspendium, which is like 3 times cheaper than pulling on the normal banner. A lot of value, super easy to max. You needed around 180 to 220k on average to max all 3 units. And yeah, there are some people, me included, that heavily tilted on one of the 2 SSR. So basically how it worked for me during the 7 Deadly Sins collab is that I got like Elizabeth to Rainbow 5 in no time. And then by the time I got, I think I pulled like 38 Elizabeth. And by the time I got Escanor, which is the SSR Plus, to Rainbow 5, I still had Meliodas at like purple or something. It was so weird. But we'll see. That was just RNG, but I saw that it happened to a lot of people, maybe at times the opposite. So someone got a lot of copies of Meliodas, but none of Elizabeth. Just RNG in the end. So not much we can do about it. And yeah, the PT is at 300, which is basically the same as 100 summons looking at the cost, which is really cheap. And you will get the SSR Plus. All in all, the collab is extremely good because it gives you a lot of units with a fairly inexpensive price. Extremely useful if you're early on. They are okay units. Not the one in the first collab that were absolute trash. Like Yeonhee, Shane, and, well, to be honest, Rachel, the green SSR Plus one. was meta for quite a long time before the release of Kaiser, but just in bossing, not in adventure. So yeah, the 7 Deadly Sins ones, even though they didn't really give them a lot of good stuff for like with the Revolution update, they are still usable, they are still good. So for the last one, okay, they tend to power creep the units that they release in collabs after like 6 months or so. So expect them to be like put out of the meta sooner or later. If you were to miss them, you wouldn't be missing much. Maybe in the short term you would regret them a bit, but then you don't really care. As more and more units are going to be released, it won't matter at the end. So yeah, up to you guys. My guess is that they're going to release the collab at the end of November, so we're going to get White and Anna before, and then we're going to get the collab later. But I think we'll figure it out in the following days. We should be getting the dev notes really soon, and in the dev notes they will definitely talk about this. We're also going to get the roadmap, and in there is going to be this information. Again, just speculation, but I think it's going to be like end of November for the collab, something like that. So yeah, depending on how good White is, I might say fuck it and go for White. But it really depends which kind of units we're going to get here, which kind of elements, etc. So yeah, this is pretty much how it worked. If you still have questions about it, because I'm pretty sure I missed something, let me know in the comments down below. I will try to reply. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, let's just talk about which collabs we could expect. And I will first start with 2 manhwas for which we won't be getting the collab, and that's super unfortunate. The first one, and I'm really sad about it, Solo Leveling. Unfortunately, I don't know why they decided not to. It would have been a perfect time because there is also half anniversary for Solo Leveling. Might be a good time, like in a few months, to be running the Tower of God collab. Whatever, they decided not to, and they explicitly said that in the dev notes. So yeah, and this could have also worked well because Sung Jinwo is a perfect purple element unit. Amazing. It would have been fire, and also with his summons or whatever mechanic, it could have like worked together with Tramray. So yeah, I cannot say I'm not disappointed. I'm heavily disappointed in this. I really would have hoped for Solo Leveling to be the collab, but unfortunately it's not. So not much we can do. I mentioned purple, and that's because I believe this collab will have purple. Could be red as well, because the first collab was green, the second one was blue. Could make sense for red to be the next one. I still think this will be a yellow plus purple collab, because I'm tilting more towards the second option that I mentioned before. So having 2 SSR plus and 2 SSR, with 1 SSR plus and 1 SSR being of the yellow element, and 1 SSR plus and the other SSR being of the purple element. That would make the most sense. And purple is the one with the fewest number of SSR plus unit. They only have 3, which is insane. Like yellow already has 5, I believe, with also Asensio. Yeah, it's 5. And all the other also have 5, be it with collab or not, but doesn't matter. So purple is the only one with 3, 4 with white, because white is going to be purple 100%. It cannot be any other color. So yeah, 4 plus the collab, that would make it 5. I think it would be more than fair. So that's my point of view. And I also think it's going to be half enough with yellow, because yes, yellow got a lot of units recently, and they're all good. Well, no, not all good, but like yellow is the only color that I struggle making 2 teams for. And you might say, why do you need 2 teams for an element? Because after floor 100 in the Origin trial, I just noticed they added 2 teams per stage. So you have to create 2 teams of every single element, which is not a problem for 4 of them. But for yellow, I cannot make a second one. We have no fucking supports. None. We only have Bam and Evan. You remove those 2, and the other team cannot do anything. It's really annoying. Like, you cannot even separate them. And even if you separate Bam and Evan, one gives invisibility, the other one gives energy and no survivability whatsoever. So it's really awful how it all plays out. So yellow definitely needs some more supports. I'm really hoping for, I don't know, some yellow units. I'm not expecting the SSR Plus to be a support because we already have Evan, so they wouldn't release a second SSR Plus support yet. But at least the SSR could be a pretty relevant one, like on the level of a Mamanak, for example. That would be awesome, but whatever. I'm digressing a little bit. So basically, solo leveling, not a chance, and that's super unfortunate. Second one that we are not going to get is not confirmed, but highly unlikely, because Grand Cross is getting this collab. That is that time I get reincarnated as a slime. Amazing. This would have been super dope, and also would have fit the like yellow and purple categories kind of thing, because there are a lot of villains, there are good guys, so you could make a purple plus yellow kind of team, which is what I'm mostly focused on, I'd say, in the following entries, kind of, because the next one, like I will show you the entries based on how likely I believe they're going to be as options for collabs. So again, this one, extremely unlikely, that's why it is the first one I mentioned, let's say. But yeah, that's a shame, because this would have been really, really dope. Now for the next one, I think is not going to be the collab. That's the greatest A-State developer. This is so funny, but there is no way. Like, I mean, it could work as a purple support of sorts. I don't know. But like, there is. I don't think it's that oriented on fighting that would let you like have enough teams for like have units for two elements. I mean, the protagonist, like Floyd or Lloyd, what was that? I don't even recall. Lloyd, yes. Like, it could be a purple guy, would fit kind of, and then his what was the name? Javier. Okay. It could be yellow. So I feel like this could kind of work, but it's unlikely. I think is like, this is so funny, but I don't think it's going to be that likely. Then for the next one, which I also think is unlikely because Grand Cross already got a lot of collabs with this, is Overlord. And I would really like this one. We could have some units for Purple Element. Well, obviously, Ansel Gon or all the other, how can I call them? But like servants, could definitely fit in the purple category or the purple element. And for yellow, we have like some sort of heroes or whatever, though their power levels are a lot weaker, could work. So yeah, I think it could be interesting. But again, unlikely. There are already multiple collabs with Grand Cross. I don't think they're going to make one for Tower of God as well. Then another entry would be the beginning after the end. Now, this might not be as popular, though I think it was quite a famous one back in like a few years ago. Could be interesting. Like, we have some interesting villains, let's say. We have the protagonist, which is super cool. So, I mean, it could work. More likely probably than the other ones, just because I didn't hear of any other game running it as a collab. So it could be interesting. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. Definitely, there is some potential. I really like this series. I haven't tried it in a while though, so I don't really recall the details, but pretty nice. I would like this one to be a collab. I think they could also match the yellow plus purple theme pretty nicely. The next one, I think is I don't know if it's more or less likely than beginning after the end. Probably a bit more just because it's a bit more famous and they kind of said it's going to be a famous IP. And this is God of High School. And, well, I think the protagonist, usual Wukong, whatever, uh, could be a good fit for the Tower of God theme. Also, looking at the units and the characters, they could kind of fit, and they could find some sort of villain to be matching the purple element or something. So I guess it could work. I could see it working, but I don't know. Not that certain. Now for the next one, I would go for Demon Slayer. This one definitely has both yellow and purple capabilities, with the protagonist being yellow and then obviously Muzan being the purple guy. That would be pretty dope. And I think this is one of the most mainstream animes that we got recently. It's based off of a manga, but I think also Overlord was based off of a manga, if I am not mistaken. And probably also that time I got reincarnated as slime. So I don't think collabs are going to be restricted to like mangas alone. Manhwas alone, but could also be extended to mangas. So definitely Demon Slayer could be an option. I would really like to see it. Super interesting characters, really good villains. So I believe this would make for a good collab. Next one, probably I would. I don't know if I would put this one or the next one we're going to see, like Demon Slayer, or the next one. I might even swap their places. I don't know in terms of possibility of actually having a collab with Tower of God, but that would be My Hero Academia. Also here, heavy hero against villain kind of theme. Obviously, that's the whole purpose of the series. We have really good heroes, we have really good villains. It could match the yellow and purple theme. Now, if the collab ends up being not yellow plus purple, but just one element as before, then all of these kind of list loses its purpose. Though some of them could still be working, they just put all the units in the same element, even though they might not fit with each other. But I think My Hero Academia would be a pretty dope one to have. They can select from a lot of units for both elements, so it would be super dope. I would really like this, with a lot of really cool antagonists and really good heroes. So I would definitely like this one. I don't know if I would like it more than Demon Slayer, because I don't know. I feel like Demon Slayer, it's already over, so we know the story and everything. I really liked it, so I would rather have Demon Slayer, I believe. But yeah, both of them to me are super worth it. Now, I don't know if any of those that I mentioned already have a game. I think for Demon Slayer there is one upcoming, if I'm not mistaken. But the next one I'm going to talk about definitely has one. And it's the number one spot in likelihood from my point of view. Though, again, could be that all I've said here just doesn't make any sense in the end, and we'll see something else that I didn't even mention or think about. And that is going to be Black Clover, because we have Black Clover Mobile. This game came out August 2023, I believe. So more than a year already. I think it could make sense to have a collab with them. And also here we have a theme of that could fit yellow and purple units. Even the protagonist himself could go into purple, and then have someone else as the yellow unit. I think this could work out really well. I think Black Clover would be a really good one to do a collab with. Lots of interesting characters, lots of interesting villains. I think this is a really good manhwa to collab with. And yeah, I would say that's more or less my point of view, my idea on what we could expect. Again, we're going to find out really, really soon because we're going to get either the calendar or the dev notes or both. I would say early next week. So we'll figure out by then. But in the meantime, let me know in the comments what you think. Which IP has the higher chances of having a collab with Tower of God? Let me know, and we'll see who will have guessed right in the end, or maybe nobody. I really have no idea what to expect. I obviously excluded games like, well, not games, but IPs like One Piece, Naruto, even Boruto, or stuff like that, because they are probably too mainstream, I'd say. Even Dragon Ball. I mean, I don't think they would ever do a collab with Dragon Ball, but whatever. So those ones already excluded by default, I believe. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.